Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I wanna know your name. CJ looking at me, all emotional.
The reason I'm looking,
a minute.
the reason I'm looking at him because he usually starts with a whole nother tune, but it's all right. It's all good.
What you want me to do? Don't get emotional.
I figure he's gonna do that. That's our go-to. That's
I
our
don't
go-to.
know. I've been in this zone with Can We Talk?
It's all good. It's all good.
Promotional for my album, baby.
There you go. There you go.
I thought that song would take off.
That's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's the Dark Night.
No doubt.
But lovely people, how y'all doing out there? We're back again.
Indeed. Beautiful.
We lost the girl again.
Yeah, we can't. We got to send the APP out for her, but Sandy, we still care for you. But anyway, we got a special guest.
Special guest.
You
got to set them up right though.
All right, go ahead. Toss the ball up.
Okay. We took a little trip to Springfield, Mass. The Simpsons. And I always say that, but it is funny. And as we took the trip, we was interviewed by the singer, Kai Price, and another individual who's gonna introduce themselves. It was a beautiful interview. If you wanna check it out, we're gonna tell you where you can go see it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a beautiful reception when we went. We went out there, we did a concert, and then the next day we came back for the interview. And it was actually a fun interview, and everybody that watched it really said they enjoyed it. So as we was sitting there in the interview, we had a conversation, because this episode is called Read the Rainbow.
Indeed.
It is nothing to embarrass nobody or talk negative about nobody.
Nope.
We're doing this because everyone have a voice. And we giving everybody an opportunity so we can understand their ideology from their point of view and not speculate what we want to speculate. So for all those that sit up there and you wondering why we do what we do what we do because, again, if you want to unite people, respect what they say, respect what they believe in, even if you don't believe in it. So without further ado, allow me to introduce myself. My name is what?
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the boss's boss. I just got to do a quick correction.
Do what you do.
Dante, you said it was Kai Price. It's actually K Price.
K Price, my bad.
Well, make sure we clear that up. Mm-hmm. I am a author of the book called Deep in the Game. I also have a new book coming out next month called Red Flags, a gay man perspective of breakups. Mm-hmm. So it's a poetry book. I do poetry. I actually have an album coming out with music in the background on my poetry. So next month will be lit. So make sure y'all come out to Smokey Joe's in Springfield, Mass. and turn up with your boy. Yeah, so I am a co-owner of a record label called Page the Label. Shout out to my business partners, Farrell Bacon and FB Black. Mm-hmm. I am Springfield Pride president. So there's a lot to my accolades that I can keep on going, but I'm really not. I'm going to enjoy the questions that are about to be asked. So.
Well, what our situation is about is we are a health solution conversation. Mm-hmm. We're not really even a podcast.
Okay.
Actually,
yeah, we're trying to get away from that realm. Like we want to be like really a conversation.
Right.
So.
As a matter of fact, at the release party, we're going to introduce what we're really about because everybody's going to be in the building. So we got a great announcement.
Indeed.
So we don't want to do it right now. But what we do is we just talk like if he was on the phone with me talking. Mm-hmm. That's how it started. It was just me and him on the phone talking. And when I was talking to him, I was just say, yo, you know what? He would be a good person to actually talk with in this because we be having fun on the phone. I was just like, imagine if people heard these conversations, because what it is he be asking me questions about dating, women and everything, and finances. So I was telling him, I give him a different perspective because he's like, I never looked at it like that. Right. And the reason why I do that is for the simple fact, people want to look at it in one way when there's multiple ways on how you can view something. That's why I say, even though there's 4 men in this room right now, we have a man that to date man. So I'm like, I don't know that perspective. So how can I speak on it? Because I used to be a therapist and I used to tell him, I can't tell another man how to be with a man because I don't know how it is to be with one. Just like you got a book coming out talking about the breakups, which is very interesting. I know people like, really? So that's how we talk. We just talk. We just let you be free. If the floor is yours. Again, we in here to interrogate you.
None of that.
Detective Martin.
Well, I can say I am actually really enjoying it so far. So
appreciate it.
I don't know if I mentioned that I, also am general manager of DBN Pride, which is the first Pride station out in Springfield, where we're playing LGBTQ music. We're getting ready to launch that very soon.
Explain that.
So DBN Pride is a platform for LGBTQ artists who want to pretty much, play their music, feel comfortable. We're not excluding anybody. Of course, everybody's welcome, but we wanted something for the actual LGBTQ community. I came up with the idea of doing a show, and then Gina was like, how about she's the owner of DBN, by the way, shout out to you.
Shout out to Gina.
So she was like, how about we do a DBN Pride station? I said, okay, well, that sounds interesting. So as we were talking and discussing it, here I am. I'm one of the founders, and yeah, I'm looking forward to big things with that. So I reach out to LGBTQ artists because there's a lot of LGBTQ artists out here in the world, and some of them are mainstream. Like you have Saucy Santana, you have I never remember this guy's name, Frank Ocean. You have Sam Cooke. You have people like that who are LGBTQ and openly gay, proud men. But yeah, so that's pretty much where the concept is coming from for all that. To have a platform for people who feel representation.
Why do you feel like you need a platform?
Why do we feel like you need a platform? Good question. Everybody has a platform.
Right.
Let's think about it. Everybody has a platform. Whether you're black, there's sayings that represent, the black culture.
Right.
There's sayings that represent the white culture. But it's more comfortable when you are being represented by your own people. So that's why we need a platform for, the LGBTQ community.
Right.
I'm not saying anywhere else they don't have it. I'm sure there's many platforms, but right now in Springfield, we were lacking that. So we have more of a station for the LGBTQ artists to finally, and people who are feeling representation from that, to finally go and listen. As an app, you just got to download it and it's free. So
have anybody who's in that community, have anybody reach out to you about getting started as far as like having their own platform? Maybe they're hesitant on speaking out, or getting their voice out there, anything like that. Do you have anybody
have anybody who wanted to do their own platform? No, but me as a gay man, I'm like, this is what we need, and I got people on board who are excited about this. So yeah, I guess you would say myself, and many people who are following behind me, and again, I'm Springfield Pride president. So with that, I was trying to think outside the box and see what else we can provide for the community.
Speak on that being the president of the Pride.
Yeah. So being the president of the Pride is a lot of work. A lot of work. Even when you have an off day from work, you're still working.
Right.
It's pretty much a company that you're running, but just for, the LGBTQ people and our allies. You do event planning. That's what I do. I'm responsible for event planning for the city of Springfield and bringing new fun and creative ideas to the table to get us all together as a community and our allies as well. We don't exclude nobody. So, yeah.
How receptive is it? Like, do you feel that there's anybody that resent what y'all doing?
You always have people who are going to resent what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter who you are, because if they, in their belief, they feel like it's not right, of course they're gonna try to attack you or say certain things. But I haven't had the attack part yet, so that was great. But when I first did my Pride event and I raised a first transgender flag in Springfield, there were a group of protesters who stood on the other end and, preached in the Bible. There were the Israelites, by the way. So, they were preaching their literature, and they pretty much were respectful about it.
Okay.
And we ignored them. I mean, but you do have those type of people.
Okay.
Like you can do a black event, and you never know, the KKK may come right into the building. So
I see. So what introduced you into writing? You say you mentioned you was an author. Like what lit that spark into you to start, writing?
Good question. I've always been a writer though. Like even when I was a kid, I don't know, I was one of those weird kids who just like to write, I guess. In school, I would have vivid imaginations, and just when you had to do your creative writing, just write certain things down. I remember this one time I had to do a monologue for drama class, and we had to write our own monologue. So I think that's why I really fell in love with just writing, because I got to say everything that I wanted to say in a monologue form, and my drama teacher loved it. So it was
Really. So how do you feel now? Because I'm going to piggyback off his question. Like, you got a book out. You got a book called Deep Game.
Deep in the Game.
Deep in the Game.
And the graphics in the book itself. Because I got a book too. My book don't even look like this. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Everything legit. And so how does it feel now that the world now get to read something that you actually written down?
It feels great. I gotta say, it feels great. It came out in 2018, so the response that I was getting from that, the reviews I was getting from that, it was really a positive feeling, and it made me want to keep going.
Okay.
I kind of slowed down from writing because I was in school at the time. I'm finally a college graduate with my bachelor's. Thank you. Right. With my bachelor's in healthcare management. So as I was writing the book, it was just one of those things that I put a little bit of me in there, and then a little bit of what's going on in the world at that time. But the response has been amazing. People still ask me, when's the second book coming out? So right now I am releasing the poetry book. So, and then we'll be working on the second book, and then hopefully I'll be doing a play. So,
okay.
That always coming, like when you write a book and stuff and people enjoy it. Cause like when I wrote my books, I wrote them real short. I just wanted to get to the point, and people are sitting up there like, yo, why you ain't write more?
Right.
And I'm like, I love that feeling when they say, why you ain't write more? And they really like the writing and everything. Cause like a class that I was a part of, the lady is sick. I hope you get better. I don't want to say your name but people just pray for her.
My prayers are with this individual.
She said that, because she said if she want me to say her name, I'll say it next time. But she said when she first met me, I want my whole class to write like you. She said the way you write is the way I want people to write. Because I make it's like having a conversation. That's why when people read my book, they like, it felt like I was talking to you.
So was this a teacher you had?
No, she wasn't my teacher. Somebody introduced me to her.
Okay.
Because they read my book and they said it would be good to be a part of the class.
Right.
So when she read it, she was just like, this was amazing. So because one of the things about conversations is they always go all over the place. Because like right now, we asked multiple questions. You gave different answers. And I'm going to go back to something you said earlier. And that's how conversations normally go. Because somebody, when they talking, they freely talking. And then they may say, well, I need this point to get to this point. And they parallel or something. And a lot of people don't understand that terminology and everything. Because I don't want to say they behind or slow or over their head or something, but
No, I get it.
but no, I mean it happens like that.
Right.
Because one of the questions that I wanted to ask was this: when you, as a Bible person, the reason why I don't judge people, I'm gonna make this clear, this disclaimer for you religious zealots out there, but I know what the Bible say. I know what God said. I'm not God, but I know what he said. When it comes to the Bible and it says that exchanging a natural desire for women for man, how do you go about that? Because again, I know there's a lot of people that love the same sex that read the Bible. So how do you get past those scriptures that's in there?
Well, first of all, you got to think about it. Is this the original Bible? Man has rewritten the Bible many years. On top of that, you pretty much, if you're going to pick what Bible verse to go to, and you want to live your life like that, there's nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day, you got to do the same for every verse, because you're not supposed to wear certain clothing. You're not supposed to eat certain foods, the Bible also mentioned. So we can't just stick to one saying in the Bible and saying, oh, we're going to just run with this. We got to stick with every saying and run with that.
Yeah, I'll argue that point.
Okay.
Nah, serious. It's like
No.
what I always say. I tell people all the time that if I'm gonna have sex before marriage, I'm wrong. It doesn't matter if that's the only thing I do. I'm still wrong, and I have to accept that wrong.
And let me just say this: they believe that Jesus is white, when clearly Jesus was not in no European country or anything, you know? So, I mean, we gotta really be mindful.
Okay. All right, let me I'm gonna ask a question. I might turn up a notch. Feel free to pass if you're not, if you're not okay with this. So, will you, man, all right, I'm just trying to be as, good as
Don't
I can
worry,
with this.
I'm kind of like an open book.
Okay.
And if it's something I don't want to talk about, then I'll just...
All right.
Pass.
All right, all right.
Say it like in a basketball term, like Iverson,
Got you.
John Stockton left,
Well,
Beyonce to the left.
Were you ever worried about how you would be perceived with, like, as far as like family, as like close friends, anything like that, or relatives, or you deciding to come out, or deciding this is who you want to be,
That's a real good question.
That is good.
That's a
real
real...
for you. Steph Curry.
All right, now.
Steph Curry.
Alley-oop, okay.
There you go. Yep.
So, the answer to your question is actually, I came out at a very, very young age. I came out when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I came out to a few members of my family. And the best person that I came out to, and I will be 100% honest, was my aunt. Because I wasn't respecting the response that she gave me, but she gave me a response that, to me, resonated and was powerful. She told me it was okay. I'm still going to love you. I'm not going to treat you any different. It was just certain things that you hear. It helps you to grow as an individual. And ever since that, I've held on to that. And me and my aunt is close to this day. And she already said, I kind of already figured it too. So, and that's the response I was getting anyway. So,
Okay.
So even from a young age, I've always been a little flamboyant, and yeah.
Okay. So I wanna add this one. Let me build it up. I had an ex-girlfriend. Because we was talking in the car before this, and
right.
I was saying, like, I asked a question, and if we go there, we go there. If don't, we don't. We're not the type of person. We don't like gossip. That's another thing. We're not into gossip because it ain't helpful.
Right.
Now, I'm gonna paint a picture for everyone, and you tell me if this applies to you. When I was dating this girl, we was at her sister's house. And I noticed there was a little boy. He had a sister, aunt, mother, grandmother, and another aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Really, there was no male influence there. Now, me, the way I think, and I could overanalyze situations as much as I can. So I was looking at this, I was like, he's gonna be gay when he grow up. They didn't show no tendencies or nothing. When as me and her separated, but we was still in touch, and she said that, oh, he came out and everything, and I was in shock. I was just like, I seen it, because one of the things I looked at was he was around so much women energy that there was never a male influence around that I presently seen. That I was just like, if he, like you said, flamboyant, if he gonna act in the tendency of being around his sisters and aunt, and people teased him or looked at him in a different way, because a lot of times, like they would sit up there and say, did he play football or whatever, which I don't want to really put it on that, because again, he has the right to choose the decision he want to make, and this the direction he want to gravitate to. So my question is to you is it your surrounding, or like how did you know that this is a lifestyle that you wanted to pursue? Like,
whether people want to believe it or not, it's in your, I'm going to say it's in your DNA. I'm going to say that kids are born gay. You just don't choose overnight that you want to be gay. There's somewhere in your bloodline that you are born gay. I mean, it's just my opinion. Everybody else can disagree, but I do have a question for you.
Go ahead, speak.
So, just because that little boy was around nothing but ladies, and you said you never seen a male figure in his life, how could you come to that assumption? Like, because the male figures could have been there. It's just that they were doing other things at the time. So what made you think?
Because when I looked at the environment and I see, like I said, it was just him and his sister. That was the sibling. Then like I said, when he's hanging out, he's with his mom. The father wasn't there. Then when I'm like, he's around his aunts. And it's not like they babied him in such way or whatever, but it's just the fact that the energy that he was always around. Because like, let's just say, like me growing up, I was always outside. So I got to see different, environments, different ideologies. We played football, we played tag. We did things as little kids, like, played house. Let's put it in that form. Yeah. But that's why I'm sitting up there saying, you're correct. I don't know if he did these things, but what I observed at the time, and I seen how he was acting with his sister, and I was just like, if he's not around men like that, he's gonna grow up in a feminine way, which people would neglect him. And the fact of saying, oh, there's something wrong with you or whatever. So it's not to sit up there, because like one of the things with me is I don't like to judge people. I don't judge people because people look at me and they say, oh, you're a drug dealer because of the way I dress and what I drive. So we always gonna have these judgmental statements with those stereotypes. So I didn't want to stereotype him, but like I said, when he came out, but that's just my mind. Like I could read things and say, this person is, and I don't be wrong. That's a gift I had, and I don't use it in any form. But could it
have been he was just comfortable around these group of people instead of,
Remember, he was young though. He was young. He was young.
But then when you're young, you still have people that you gravitate to. So he was probably young and was just like more comfortable with being with his aunts and his mom or who else he may have been around at the time. Maybe he was the type of kid to get bullied, so he really didn't have a lot of friends. So I don't know. I don't know the little boy, but
I relate because of the whole bully thing. Back to what he was saying. From the window, I would say from 4 to 8, I was just around my mother, my grandmother, my sisters, and it was different. But it was really strict. All about respect. Obviously how to be the man in the house. I was taught how to iron clothes at 4 and everything. And but yeah, and I was bullied and everything. Oh, your dad ain't there. You don't get, what I'm saying? Your brother's not there. You got no man in the house, this and that. But it was different. It did strike a nerve, but then again, I was like, nah, you know what? I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm being raised right and everything. And And the bullying got so far, it followed from school to home, it's this and that, but it didn't put me into a whole depression state. It didn't make me question myself or anything like that. But being raised by women in the house, I think it did, structure and discipline. I think that it taught me right. So that's why I just wanted to throw that in.
And it made you into a better man, right?
Oh, yeah. Those whippings and everything, the hard talks and everything, yeah, it did. So I just wanted to jump on that real quick, throw it out there, because, saying being raised in that environment around women and everything and being bullied. And I was like, man, what's going on here? So, but then again, I did have friends outside of the house, but then again, I was on lockdown. I couldn't really go outside and play with them all the time. And I had to be inside to help clean up the house, do other things. So, yeah, I don't even mean to get off track with y'all.
No. Conversation. When you in a conversation, when you see this different type of interviews. When you're interviewing, somebody might have a direct question and you give them a direct answer and they waiting for you to give them a question. But when you're in a conversation, a person will just speak, and that's why they don't interrupt. Like, go ahead, speak. Because this is like, that's why when we had an interview with DJ Roy, shout him out, and he was just like, I understand why now you call this a healing solution conversation. He said, I feel healed. So again, that's what it's about. Like, and let me make another disclaimer. Proper perspective, people. I don't care if you got a male and a female in the house, 2 males, 2 women. We don't know how somebody could be raised because again, I don't care what kind of structure you gave a person. When they go outside the home, you don't know what they been involved in. Because again, how many parents didn't do drugs and their kid went out and got themselves into drugs because of what? The surrounding the people. So again, in these conversations, we're not sitting up there saying that an environment caused the person to do what they do. I'm not gonna ever say that, but I'm gonna sit up there and say environments does play a part. Because a lot of the times when you go and get information, like as a counselor, when people come to me and give me come to me and ask for information, I can give them the information. But I always said, if there's no follow-up, how are they gonna live out the information I gave them because they don't see somebody else giving them that information that they may need to get over what I gave them. Right. So that's the point I be speaking from.
But let me just, like me personally, I was the type to, live in the projects and run outside and play tag and everything else. And, also getting bullied and fighting. And so I did all the, manly men stuff that they would say.
Right.
So, but look at me today. But not only am I gay, but I'm also a business owner. I'm also an author. I also am a radio host. I also have respect to go with that. So I think my upbringing, the people who raised me did just fine. And that's my grandmother, rest in peace to her. Like, and my grandmother was one of those people who would make sure you're taking out the trash, you're cleaning up the backyard. So she had all the man chores for me, but I've always been attracted to what I was attracted to, which was men. So
that's not, I understand, understandable. And
I'm not saying that I'd never had a girlfriend either. I did have a girlfriend, but
okay, all right.
Speak on that.
if you don't mind.
Okay, I mean, I was speaking on that. I was in middle school, and we did a little kiss on the mouth and everything and stuff like that, little pecks and things like that. But I wasn't really into that. Even from middle school, I knew who I was and how to live my truth. So
okay,
yeah,
interesting. Okay, all right, and so. Obviously, gradually, going from high school and college and everything, you had to, obviously you endured thicker skin and everything. So transitioning from college to now, was it, explain, you being comfortable on a scale of 1 to 10, like from school days until where you are now with this good resume of yours, like comfortable, what was the comfort meter where when it jumped, all right, cool, this is me, I'm good, this is me.
When I was 16.
Oh, straight out the gate.
When I actually came out to my family. I think that's what gave me the push that I need to feel like I'm comfortable within myself. I know who I am. Of course, you have challenges along the way, but so I'm gonna say when I was 16.
All right, straight out the gate. Okay.
So, cause you was y'all just like y'all speed raced over that female part. Like, hold up, slow down there. Bring it back, mom. Rewind. I need it first.
I know, right? I was like, yo, he said it wasn't for him. But go ahead.
Yo, was you in the Maserati or the Bentley?
Shout out Sandy. That Maserati, right?
Okay, so. All right, so you've been with a woman before.
I've been with a woman, but I mean, not a woman. It was we were kids. We were in middle school, so
right. I get it.
Yeah.
So explain that, because see, again, here's the ideology where it's like, you with somebody, and like, I really don't feel this, because I wanted to bring a young lady in here too who never been with a man, and she's just like, I just don't like men. So again, I can't disagree with somebody saying, like, believe me, we're getting into those conversation, people. Like, don't sit up there and say, oh, you should have pressed. I'm not here to press a person. That's not how you get a conversation, of course, because that's why you got things called part 1, part 2,
right.
volume 1, volume 2. So if you have questions, leave them in the comment section.
Okay.
Thank you later. And then we talk about them. So, in dealing with this young lady, you realize that she don't do nothing for me.
Yes. Again, I was in middle school. I can't stress that enough. I was in middle school, so it was a fad to, be with females at the time. Like, hey, I'm okay. I guess I'm straight because I like females. Like, and then at that time in middle school, you really don't know what's gay or straight. You're just doing what your friends are doing around you.
Yes.
That's when you're older. Now, if you ask me this question as being older, when I gotten older, was I with anyone? Hell no, I was with men. What?
Okay.
But yeah.
See, the thing, this is what I'm sitting up there saying. It's like, because I want to, like, the question I asked in the car, we don't have to use the word. And you could just say yes. And we understand, and everybody, they just gonna have to pick it up. But the question I asked you in the car, did that play a part? Or have that, because what it is, a lot of times people try to always say, well, this must have happened. But that's not always the case. You know what I mean?
The question you asked me in the car was, I'll just speak on it. The question you asked me in the car was I molested at a younger age? I was molested at a younger age by a man. It was I won't get into details.
Right.
So I was molested by a man at a younger age. But to be honest with you, I don't think that was something that turned me out. Because you know how many people out here have been molested by men and still with women, or
agree,
women with men.
Right.
So that had nothing to do with it. I mean, to be honest, it may have, when I got older, it may have turned me into more of a bigger freak. I don't know, but
Oh, man.
But yeah, so I'm not gonna say that plays a role. No.
All right.
Nah, the reason why I said that, because you're absolutely correct. Because again, let's say I was a product of that type of environment, and it, like I said, it never made me be like, you know what, I like men, I like boys, and none of that. I like kids. That's disgusting to me. And hey, to each his own. And I always had a thing for women all my life, even at a young age. Like I was playing house. I want to put
and that's how you was born. You always loved a woman.
Yeah,
so,
but it was so funny. See, I have this thing where I broke down the baby syndrome. Like, people don't. There's two ways of how a baby express themselves. one, they show you through the manifestation of who they actually are, because you can't really teach babies things.
Right.
So what you do to them could be an input into them, what they may carry out later on in life. But a lot of the times it's the things inside of them, because I don't know if you heard the episode when we was talking to Roy, and I said, when a baby's playing with a toy, they stop playing with the toy. When do they want the toy back?
When they see somebody with it. And when they see another kid with it. Yeah.
Who taught them that?
Right.
That's what kind of thinker I am. Who taught that baby that behavior that was in that child? But now times that by adulthood, and that's what you see in this society. A bunch of babies expressing themselves, throwing tantrums. You know what? I don't like the fact that you got more money than me, so pow, let me put you in the dirt. Huh? Tell me how that even makes sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. No.
But you cleared the room, because again, a lot of this is what I'm saying about ideologies, because a lot of people say, oh, maybe something happened to them. But you just said, yeah, something happened to me, but there's things that happen to other people and they didn't, whatever. And one of the things that I really admire about you, and see, I could say this, your politeness.
Thank you.
I admire, like when you came in here, your whole polite, I'm just like, yo, maybe I would receive better if I was polite.
Yeah, polite. Yeah. Instead of being bourgeois, you know.
Bourgeois.
Yeah, exactly.
But your politeness, and then you know another thing that I admire about, and I'm only speaking on you because I'm talking to you.
Exactly.
You ain't make no excuses on why you're not successful. Could you please, again, speaking to Mike, everything you do again, your books.
Right.
You got
All right, y'all ready for this? So I am a radio host on the Feral Bacon Presents Sizzle Pop radio show, which is on the Digital Boombox Network station. Make sure you download that app on all Play stores, by the way. It's a free app. I am Springfield Pride president. I'm an entrepreneur, co-owner of Page Label. I am an author of the book called Deep in the Game, and I have my new book coming out next month. August 27th is the release party for my album and book. Poet.
Whoa, pause. August 27th?
Yep.
Wait a minute. Ain't your group on tour with us?
Yes.
Because we're the one of the. So hold up, that 27th is a Saturday, right?
The 27th is a Saturday.
I gotta make sure we don't get that day. Because y'all supposed to be in Providence.
Yeah.
The 28th, the 27th, the 28th, or the 29th.
I think it's one of those dates. I don't think it's the 27th because I kind of worked my schedule around it. So
yeah, I gotta take that off the table because they gave me 27th, 28th, or 29th. So I'm gonna focus on 28th and 29th. Okay. I'm glad I'm talking because I'm gonna say, yo, that would have been a conflict of interest. Right. Because we well, for people that don't know, we are part of a tour, Operation New England. We got a lot of things in the work. Yes. And what we doing is really combining the 6 states, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Rhode Island, and Mass together. And it's gonna be, we having a launch party August 6th in Springfield, Mass. The Simpsons. We all going out there as a team. Yeah. I think you coming out there.
I should make my way out there.
Yeah, get your $25 ready. I'm just letting you know that right now. If you're not an artist, you're paying $25. I'm just letting you know that right now. This is a real life joint. Yeah. We got tickets, all kinds of stuff. So it's gonna be a legit lit event. So I'm making sure that we get the 28th or the 29th. Because I was just like, I was looking for that Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Right. But now that I know you got your book, so continue on, let the people know.
So I have the poetry book coming out on August 27th. It's also my poetry album that I'm doing with music in the background, and you may hear me actually have a rap on there as well. So stay tuned to that. All right. like I said, my list goes on. I mean, activists I help at the homeless shelter by, serving food. I have 2 awards, one from the state of Massachusetts and a proclamation from the state of Massachusetts, and I have a DBN award for my work that I've done in the community. I have a lot going on.
So now you know why that man's sitting in the chair.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Do you refer yourself as a man or the female in the relationship, or it's just explain that dynamic? Because again, I be hearing all this terminology, like I don't even know what this stuff mean, but bottoms and all that other stuff. Like what does that mean?
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll.
You went straight to the throat, man.
I will explain.
All right, you went straight to the throat, man.
Right. I wasn't expecting that one, but okay.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. See, again, I like to listen to people talk, and I know when a guy said, "This is the most confusing thing about gay people. They want to be with a man who dressed like a woman. Why don't you just be with a woman?" There has to be an ideology behind that until I hear it from, because again, it's just like you're looking on the outside trying to explain something that you're not a part of.
Right.
It's like if a white guy was sitting up there saying, "I know how it feels to be black because I was raised in a black community." What?
Oh, boy.
Can we talk?
Yeah, legit.
But that happens a lot, so that's why I said what they're saying. Because again, just because you got beat up and whatever doesn't mean shoot.
But let's not sleep on the white guys who think they black, because they sometimes more harder than some black folks out here.
Dude, I hang with a bunch of them, but I say it's not the same.
Right? No, they haven't been through the same struggles that we've been through. Yeah, no.
Your skin color, get you through doors or close doors on you.
They still have that opportunity to go in front of a judge and get off with less time than a black man does.
I'll give you a better
Case
one.
in point, R. Kelly.
Right. But no, here's a better question. I'm going to give you something to Google. Here, everybody, trivia time. I want you to go Google black cop kill white person. See me in the comment section. I Googled that.
Okay.
And guess what you won't see? Crickets. See, I hang with a lot of WPs. And so when we have these conversations, I'm like, so have you ever seen, it's amazing how a white cop would kill a black person quick. But have you ever seen a black cop kill a white person?
No.
Look it up. I challenge y'all.
Right.
I am going to definitely look that up.
So that's why
that's interesting.
That's why I'm saying, see, again, I'm diverse, yo.
Right.
You're not gonna get me in a box. I'll come out there like, you ask me a question, think I'm in a corner? How about I ask you this question? I'm gonna make your head even spin more. You're like, I didn't think about it like that. Exactly. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because again, I'm gonna say this again. Man said, why would a man want to be with another man who acts and dress like a woman when he could just be with a woman? There has to be a difference between that. That's what I'm saying. And I got a personal question I want to ask, because I'm curious. I need the answer to this before we're done.
Okay.
Please, I remember this question. But you explain that.
All right. So, a top is a guy who's more of the masculine, the one who, and don't get it confused, because there are some bottoms as well who are masculine, but a top is the one who is the giver, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A bottom is more of the receiver. Do I identify with more of a feminine role in the relationship or a masculine role in the relationship? I identify with more of the feminine role. Which you can tell by my demeanor and everything, I am a bottom. So I'm the one that's more like the nurturer. I'm the one that is, looking out cooking dinner, things like that. You know.
People, did you just hear that? That was an interesting point. If y'all didn't hear that, continue.
I am the one who is the feminine. Since we're talking on the subject, I have dressed up before as a female. Okay. I guess you can't really help who you're attracted to, whether it is somebody who dresses in all female gear every day, 24/7, or if it's a male who is feminine. Yeah, but there are other, there's versatiles where they flip-flop. So, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real clean right now. so yeah.
When they hear this, they're gonna be on the edge of their seats like, they're like, I don't want to hear this, but they're gonna be like, I want to hear this. Because I'm sitting here thinking while you talking, I was like, well, I wonder how people gonna perceive me. Like, they're gonna be like, the nerve of Dante.
Yeah.
I mean, got women already saying, this guy. Hey, listen, people. Wait till you hear the question I have.
Oh, shit.
No, I always needed this answer.
Yes.
I always needed this answer, but.
So I hope that it helps y'all understand the roles.
For sure, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
What's your next question, Dante?
I told y'all, no, it's actually a good question.
I believe it.
I'm always over analyzing everything, so I'm sitting here like, let me get. I was slumped in the chair.
Get comfortable, y'all.
All right. Me being a man, and I'm attracted to women. I like boobs. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just certain things I like about a woman that I can't get from the same sex. I don't even like muscular women. So I'll be like, if I'm laying in bed with you, I'll be like, hold up. Is this me I'm hugging on? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Now, that's my ideology, so I'm speaking for me. This ain't got nothing to do with CJ, so if y'all want to attack me, come and attack me. Don't attack CJ. CJ don't even know what I'm asking. Me and CJ don't talk about what we're going to talk about.
Nah, for real.
Don't attack Merc either.
Yeah.
No.
He had nothing to do with this either.
Oh, God.
Nah, it's a...
I'm ready.
Now, I'm just getting everybody ready. Ask the question already. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like a movie. I got you on the edge of your seat. I'll make sure you tuned in. Matter of fact, we're gonna ask the question on the next hour. So continue to.
You know what? I gotta wait.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna ask the question on the next hour. So yo, go ahead and say your name and everything you do one more time, where they can find you and everything.
Hey y'all, this is your boy, the Boss's Boss. You can always find me on social media. Facebook is Author, AUTHOR, Ali, ALI, Haqq, HAQQ. You can find me on Instagram at Ali, ALI, Haqq, HAQQTM. I'm an author, poet. I am a activist. I play a major role in Springfield. I am the Springfield Pride president. I am a co-owner of Page the Label. This is a record label where we have artists, and stay tuned because we have a lot of fire albums coming out. So definitely, I am general manager of DBN Pride. I am, like I said, my list goes on. I'm a college graduate, so yeah, yeah.
All right.
You know why that man is sitting in that chair?
No doubt.
Sir?
CJ. Okay.
That's it, CJ?
That's
what
it.
you
That's
gonna
it.
say?
That's the CJ.
Man, this dude
There's gotta
CJ
be
went to
more to
Alabama and got us set up and everything. This dude is a CEO of a business and he's sitting up there trying to be modest. Man, forget that I speak for
you know what?
bourgeois Dante. Bourgeois Dante. Nah, we hope you enjoyed this show. It's called Reading the Rainbow, and it's called Reading the Rainbow for a reason. Again, we're not here to bash anyone. again, we're gonna have a part 2 to this, but right now we speaking to the man today, Ali, and that's what it's all about. So continue on to part 2.
See you.
Flakes Production.
Sir Dante has entered the realm.
What do you see when I walk in? My presence speak without me talking. Shining armor, the dark night. By the morning, y'all be saying good night. When I get your hands up in the sky, now y'all dudes wanna testify. He's the truth, that ain't no lie. We don't die, we multiply. Beware can cause you some division. Don't make this a split decision. Put your mind into be a W. Now twins run in your family, do. The dark night, don't like lights. Vampires light you up. That be a story. Campfires gather round, he's a sight to see. Fully dressed in armory, on to the T, dizzle across the weed. Live the cold and chivalry, to the death with honor, live for glory. Take down kings, Robert Ory, none before me, great at this. Jousting, give them great assist. From the horsemen, across them, Linnaeus production, the function of the round table. Lynn and Aris maintain it stable. Fliz and D, Cain and Abel, my brother's keeper as well as taker. Do you wanna meet your maker? Can arrange that for you sooner or later. I'm a warrior, come out to play. Whatever role y'all choose, it will end in Dante's way. What do you see when I walk in? My presence speak without me talking. Shining armor, the dark night. By the morning, y'all be saying good night.
They say I'm too lit. It's like that I admit, I'm finna go admit this. I got that shiny armor, painted it black, and now you can witness it. This dark night, get the fog lights. This dark night, get the jousting. It's like unguarded, put your swords up and get your horses up, and we bouncing. Gotta boss up and get tossed up with this coin flip with this fountain. We can all terrain up this mountain. If it's a lost cause, then I found it. Caught me way off of the head. They wanna say off of your head. I say catch me if you can. It's like your boy been off of his meds. It is I, sire, Flizzle of Nottingham. Check how hot I am. Train cats up in the Lions Den. I ain't lying, kid, I'm a frying pan. Serve it like a waiter. Wait up. The Cape Crusader played a caper. That's amazing, neighbor. Peace on. So players, stay up. I've been upon that renaissance. Historically frontin' for the people. He got a silent chaos. Call it medieval Knievel. It's just a preview to the prequel. That predates the sequel. I kick the skills that you can bear, Duke. I'm Master Seafood.
What do you see when I walk in? My presence speak without me talking. Shining armor, the dark night. By the morning, y'all be saying good night. Good night. Good night.